So Phyllis Grant wrote this amazing book. It's called Everything is Under Control, a memoir with recipes. Recipes is my theme today. Hey, Phyllis.
Hey, good morning. It worked.
It worked. Yeah,
Yay, something works.
I feel like I should get stock in Instagram at this point. I've like taught a million people how to do Instagram Live, but
yeah,
that's okay.
Your directions were very clear. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that's from trial and error, basically.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
I feel like this show today is a lot about recipes and food. And I was just talking to Jill Zarin, and I tried to make her banana bread recipe, which is a total failure. Because I think that I used like 8 tablespoons of baking soda by accident. And then I have Lauren Costello is coming on at the end, and she is an amazing chef with lots of recipes. And then you're a book with lots of recipes. So I don't know, food is on my mind.
Yeah, I think it's on all our minds, actually. You know, it's it's saving a lot of us right now, frankly.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much else to do, right?
It's true. Hence, like I'm in the pantry here. I thought it'd be fun to sort of be amongst all the food items. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Just for people who don't know you, I want to read a few things. You were an IACP finalist for personal essay and memoir writing. Elizabeth Gilbert of Eat, Pray, Love blurbed that your book. You're a 3-time Savor Food Blog Award finalist for your blog Dash and Bella. You've cooked in Nobu, Michael's, and Boulé restaurants, and you've been published everywhere, anthologies, cookbooks, magazines, and you live in Berkeley. Did I get all that right?
Exactly.
Did I forget any big? Any big?
No, that was kind of amazing. Thank you. I like it when someone sums up my life. And you have the galley there? That's what you have, right?
I have the galley here.
I just got the final copies. I got 80 of them delivered. And of course, I had to take them out of the boxes with gloves. And I set them up, you know, in the library shelves, and I just brought them down today. So it's nice to hold it.
Exciting.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
I was going to read a quote or two from your book to show everybody what an amazing author you are. When you were writing about Nobu, you wrote, "I get a job working lunch service at a Japanese restaurant. While the rushes are huge, the pressure is low. The VIPs haven't come for my desserts. It's just a job. It pays well. I sleep well. I don't take any of it home. I have stopped crying. I have time to think about the rest of my life." And then like 2 sentences later, you start talking about your love life, basically. You say, "After 7 years, I want to know who I am without a partner. We separate the KitchenAid from the amplifier, the Shakespeare from the David Foster Wallace. I want to kiss other people. We separate the diet for a small planet from the desserts for dummies, the bong from the tea strainer. I live alone for the first time in my life." So good.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Your whole book was just amazing. So I feel like I could have picked any page to read from. And I love, I don't know if people can tell, there are all these short, it's almost like poetic the way you wrote it with these short. Anyway, I'm a big fan. I think it was awesome.
Thank you, Zibby. I appreciate it.
So tell me about, first of all, tell me how you're getting through this whole period of time. And well, let's start with that.
Yeah, it's certainly foremost in my mind. I'm not doing too well. I'm pretty stressed out. I'm trying to get up, make my coffee, and not look at my phone for a little bit, and just find something beautiful and do something practical. You know, do a few things to ground me, and then I turn my phone on and I get like short of breath, and so I'm trying to manage that anxiety. But I have a great, you know, we all have all of these people. We're doing Zoom meetings and with cocktails, and we're all taking care of each other and looking out for each other. So I feel a lot of support. My community feels great. So how are you holding up?
I'm okay. I save the news for the end of the day, which is probably not wise. But,
oh, really? But at least you get the whole day without it.
I just can't. I can't stop because it so derails me emotionally that I can't accomplish anything. So I wait until my kids are asleep, and then my husband Kyle and I like sit and we exchange articles and information and try to cope. And I don't know, it's probably not good for my sleep, but that's the way I've been doing it.
Right.
Okay, sorry, let's change the subject. Let's talk about your amazing book. Talk to me about the process of writing your book. Tell me about what that was like, because it's so personal and goes through so much of your life in little bits and pieces, and then ends with these amazing recipes in the back. Tell me about the process.
Starting with it really was, I started a blog 10 years ago called Dash and Bella, and it was initially about cooking with kids. And so, you know, we'd say today we're making cupcakes, and, you know, we're going to look at these 10 recipes, and this is the chaos that ensues, and, you know, and so on. And I got a little sick of that format, and I realized that I was really had a lot of stories to tell that weren't just about cooking and spilling flour and this and that. Stories of marriage, stories of how hard it is to breastfeed, stories of a child who doesn't stop having tantrums. I wrote about all this stuff, and then the community started to build once I started telling the stories, more universal stories, as opposed to, the pretty cupcakes, So, and then I started looking into doing a cookbook, and that didn't go so well. Going from blog to book was tricky, and people weren't really seeing how that would work. And instead I decided to do a memoir, and ended up writing a really long memoir for Clarkson Potter, and that didn't work out. I lost my editor. There's a bunch of chaos. But I took that very bloated memoir and reduced it down to the book that you read, and to this. It's quite short. It's like 180 pages, but it started out as hundreds of pages. But I think the idea was to reduce it down sort of to its essence, and to make it more universal. And I think, and I'm hoping that's what ended up happening. So that was my goal.
Maybe you could publish or put on your website or something the stuff that was cut out, because like, having finished it, I really wanted more, because not only is it short, but there's like there are so many recipes in the back. So it's really only this part. So but I want to know more about your life. So you should take those pages and maybe give them out now, or do a newsletter or some
That's an interesting idea. Yeah. I do have lots of stories tucked away in my computer. For
Send
sure.
them out. Why save them?
Yeah.
I mean, after people read
but
it.
Also part of the process for this book was to remove some of the extraneous stuff. So in some ways my goal was to just talk about not necessarily the milestones in my life, but the things that sort of rose to the surface as the most important and perhaps the most universal, and put those together in a more sort of lyrical, poetic, spare way. And then the recipes are the recipes I've been making for the past 17 years with my kids. So they are sort of tested within an inch of their lives. I mean, it's just like I also had a recipe tester, but they're like templates in many ways. So my hope is that people will take them and riff on them and play and learn and make them their own, as opposed to, this is the only way that you can make pancakes. No, there are thousands of ways, and start here and then substitute and ask me questions too. I mean, people can send me questions on Instagram, and I'm always fielding questions about cooking. So it's really fun. That right now, especially, it's giving me a lot of pleasure.
What have you cooked most recently? Like, what did you have for dinner last night?
What did I have for dinner last night? I've been making a lot of cabbage salads, because cabbage lasts forever. So every time I see a cabbage, I buy it. So, I mean, you can shove it in the back of your fridge and it lasts for months. So, and I've been making big vats of salad dressing with fish sauce, lots of garlic, lots of lemon juice, stuff like that. I've been making onion tarts this week. I've been making brownies with my son. So it just never stops. Truth is, the cooking around my house hasn't changed much with the coronavirus situation, because I always cook all day, every day. So, but there's somehow a little bit more of an urgency with it lately. It's more emotional, I think. I don't know. I think it'll be fascinating to see what comes out of this for me in terms of cooking and writing. I'm struggling with writing. I finally sat down 2 days ago and did some writing for the first time in a few weeks. I don't know about you in terms of concentration, but I've been having trouble concentrating. Yeah.
I've actually been having a little more trouble reading to relax, but I think it's also my kids are all over the place. But
How old are your kids?
I have 4 kids between age 5 and almost 13. Wow. Including a set of twins. So, yeah.
How is it so quiet? It's so quiet there. Where are your kids?
Well, my daughter, I just heard her in the background. But the other kids are at my ex-husband's for today. So,
okay.
So that's nice.
Quieter day. Nice.
Well, thank you. I know we're sort of out of time for this mini interview, but I'm excited for your real podcast interview that we're going to be doing soon.
I look forward to that. So nice to see your face.
You too. All right. Keep cooking, and I really think you should send some more of that writing out, because I would love to read it.
Okay. Thank you so much. Bye.